Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fabric Tech Talk Fridays. I'm your host, Patrick LeBlanc, and I'm here this morning with the man who talks about governance, who knows governance, Mr. Wolfgang. Wolfgang, before we get started, why don't you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Sure. Thanks, Patrick, for having me. My name is Wolfgang. I'm data consultant in Austria at a company called ACB Cubido, and I'm building data solutions together with our customers. And we build fancy reports, and
Fancy reports.
fancy reports. You need to yes, fancy reports.
Yeah.
And we moved into Fabric like when it got public,
Yeah.
and build solutions there. And what we see at our customers is they like it.
Yeah.
They build their own solutions, and what they really like is the end result, so the report.
Yeah. But let's whenever I start designing data solution, or most people when they start designing data solution, governance is the last thing. The last thing we think about. And sometimes we don't think about it until there's actually a problem.
Yeah.
And they find some incorrect business logic or something like that out in one of the solutions. So, but today you're gonna not only tell us why it's important, I think that's where we should start, but you're also gonna show us
Yeah.
how you can make it possible with Microsoft Fabric, right? So why is
Sure.
it important? Why is governance
Well,
important?
the most asked questions when we talk to customers, when we deal with data warehousing and all that stuff, where's the data actually coming from? So the data lineage, that's a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Because the customers, they don't trust in the beginning like the numbers in the reports. So they really need to know where does it come from and is it a trusted source?
Yeah.
And where actually do I find all those things that are there in Fabric? Because some customers, they are really, really creative. They build huge solutions, but data islands, not connected, no metadata involved. And that's the problem. They actually can't find the data.
Yeah, they have all these little pockets and silos of data
Yeah.
all over the organization. This department's doing this. These two people are building this, and they don't talk to each other. They don't know. They're duplicating. The business logic across the different solutions are absolutely incorrect. Nobody's certified for
Yeah,
this.
we,
Right?
we, we actually end up with 3 or 5 SAIDs semantic models, which
Yeah.
are basically the same, but only basically. So that's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
With just little slight variations, and it's
Yeah, those tiny individual measures and all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so you want to take a look?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, so enough of all this talking. Let's take a look.
Yeah. So basically, what I want to show you is how to better find your data, because we need to classify, we need to tag the information that is actually there. And that's the thing I want to start with. And in Fabric, I've got an empty workspace in there, but it's actually happening behind the scenes when we talk about how to structure our data estate.
Yep.
And there's the concept of the data mesh. And in data mesh, we've got the domains.
Yep.
And there's the concept of the domains actually built in Fabric. And you've got the domains, the settings, and all that stuff in the admin portal. And we can define different domains. In my example, I've got a finance, a production domain, and we even can define subdomains.
Would you say that the domains equal to the departments, or is there some variation or some hybrid approach?
It's the hybrid approach.
Yeah.
Because it's your data landscape and no customer's data landscape is the same.
Yeah.
So that is really, mostly it's focused around the departments and some processes maybe.
Yep.
But other customers are like completely shifting that way.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
really-
So everybody's domain structure, may be slightly different or tremendously different. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So domains.
Domains, and as I said, we can have subdomains. And if I open that one, we actually see that domains are an attribute for a workspace. So we
Gotcha.
can assign a workspace to a domain, and that one actually helps us to group all the workspaces that are there into groups. And that we will see later on, we can use to find the right data in our data estate.
So once I create that domain or that subdomain, I can say Wolfgang has access to that domain, and then he would see all the items in that domain.
Basically, not now.
Okay.
Subdomains, not
Not yet.
No,
Not yet. It's coming though. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Hopefully,
So
hopefully they're working on
domains
it.
is just a tag.
Yeah.
As of now.
Yeah.
And what you see here, I've got 2 workspaces assigned to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And it will be ideal when we have the permission on the domains.
Absolutely. Yeah.
With that structure, I'm gonna head over to the workspace, so the Fabric workspace 02, and that one actually, when you zoom in here,
So
you
there's an
see-
indicator.
There's an indicator.
Yeah.
So that is like at the workspace level, we can tag it using domains. But now we've got all the items in our workspace.
Yes.
And we've got a name. We can add a description. So if I open that, no, not here.
Just an item.
That's it. That is just an item, yeah.
Yep.
So if close that one, sorry. Head over to the settings. What we can do is to add a description. That is the starting point. So description is nice, but we need some other way to classify the items in there. And there's the concept of the tags. So basically, behind the scenes in the admin portal, we've got the tagging.
Yeah.
And tagging is classification, but not on the workspace level, on the item level. And you can create your own tagging structure. I think it's 10,000 different tags you can create.
Wow.
And you can apply them to the different items. And if you apply that one to the lake house, you just select one from the list. So I'm going to
got
add the
it.
sales data.
Yep.
And you see the list of tags over here. And if we move here and zoom in a little bit, oh my God, I try. You see, okay, we've got
it.
tags applied.
Got it.
And with that, you've got more information added to your actual data items.
Yep.
The metadata
Yep.
is key. That's the thing of governance and the data catalog part, because without any metadata, it's just somewhere. You don't find it. Yeah.
So you can't search it.
Yeah.
You can't look for it.
And
Right.
with the search thing, actually all that comes together in the OneLake catalog.
OneLake catalog.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
It's the built-in data catalog in Fabric. It's the local catalog to Fabric. And that one helps us and brings together all the information. It's the list of items I'm allowed to access.
Yep.
I've got my workspaces on that side, and I can filter down to a different domain. Like,
Can I go to subdomain?
yes, I can filter to subdomain whenever I like. And what you see if I remove that filter over here, the item list, at least I try, all domains.
Yeah.
The item list changes.
Yeah.
So it's really like filtering down, narrowing down to the things I really need.
Yep.
I can also filter by tag.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
So I need financial data. And then we've got the lake house over here. And I even can filter down to different item types. So I know, okay, there's a report somewhere. There's a semantic model. I can filter down to that. And when I'm found the thing I want to have a closer look, I get to the details page. And that is the information about the schema. So what is actually in there? What are the tags? When was it last updated? Who's the owner? And what you see here, it's another kind of metadata that is added. It's the endorsement. So we are coming from the find it to the trust it thing.
Yeah.
Endorsements are there since the beginning of
they've
Power
been there
BI.
a long time. Yeah.
And you can add the different level of endorsement.
Yep.
And the certified one, that is actually the one we really try to bring our customers to. Because that one is a thing where you can filter who is allowed to set that one.
Right. And so when I set it as certified, though, this is the source of the truth.
Yeah.
This is the version of the data. This is the goal.
This is the goal. As we
Yeah.
talked about the different 5 sales semantic models, if there's only one that has the certified flag, that one is the one that really got the certified flag applied to. Yeah.
Right. So our governance team, all of our subject matter experts, they reviewed this,
Yeah.
they've clarified, they verified this, and they said, this is the data you should use. for your report."
Usually we apply a checklist. Okay, what are the sources? Are the measures checked? Is the financial department, has they checked and tested that one? And if that's a go, then we apply the certified stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh? That's great.
And that's the OneLake catalog. What you also see, and that is also, we need to know and find the data. We're going to move here to the lineage part.
So I can see
that-
everything upstream and
Yeah,
downstream.
upstream,
Yeah.
downstream. So that is really how are the different pieces connected. What is the notebook that generated
The data, yeah.
data? What are the reports that actually based on that?
Yeah.
And data lineage is one of the most asked questions when we talk with customers. Data warehousing.
Yeah.
Every time, data lineage.
Yep.
That is really, really, and I see a thumbs up from the audience. Yes, it is. It is. And it's quite hard to track, but that's built in. It's just there.
Yeah.
And with that, we can track down the sources and we can find and even, okay, like get the feeling we can trust the data.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got, I think there's nothing in there in my environment with the monitor tab.
Something refresh it.
Like more notebook runs and everything like that.
Semantic models, pipeline
Yep.
runs, and
Yep.
things like that.
And also the permissions tab. And what I still miss in my tenant, it's the secure.
Well,
So, sorry.
And they just announced Secure Tab on day one of the keynote
Yeah.
here in Vienna, beautiful Vienna, right?
Although they announced it in Vienna, it takes some time to
Takes a
be
little
in
bit to
the
roll out
European.
across the world. It just takes a little time.
Yep.
So stay on the lookout for that Secure Tab. Right? It's
So
amazing.
that is the OneLake catalog. So actually to find, and we can start and attract the Lineage and open that lakehouse and
from here.
work on it.
Yeah.
So that is really the entry point. And what I want to show you here, it's a thing that is called sensitivity labels. Have you
Yeah.
heard about that?
Yeah, I have. The thing that I like about the sensitivity labels is, regardless of what tool you're using, it follows you right along.
It follows. So sensitivity labels are another kind of classification.
Sure.
And you apply like what is the level of sensitivity that is needed for that lakehouse, for the
Yeah.
report and so
Yeah.
on. And you can define a hierarchy. And as you said, it's there in all tools.
Yeah.
It actually started in the office world.
Yes.
And you can apply a sensitivity label to your Word documents shared in
Yeah.
SharePoint, per email, whatever.
As much as we try to stop executives from using Excel and use the data where it is, they love to use Excel. And so when I connect to, let's say, a semantic model in Excel, that sensitivity label will pop up and
So
it's there.
every document you open, you can even define a policy. The label is the start, but actually the policies take the thing in action.
Yeah.
With the label, you just said, okay, it's sensitive, it's for only internal stuff.
Yep.
But with policies, and there are information protection policies and data loss prevention policies.
Yeah.
And those policies really take action. So you can define a policy, only internal stuff can open that Excel file.
Yeah.
And those labels and policies are also applied to Fabric. And that is the thing where we can really protect our data.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy person.
Then you're efficient. You're efficient.
Efficient.
Yeah.
Efficient. Focus. Focus. And the thing is, I want to focus on the real data engineering stuff and all that thing. And I don't want to really look at every file. What is the kind of data that is in there? PII data.
Yep.
And there is a data loss prevention policy you can apply. Every time you upload a CSV, for example, in your lakehouse and use that one, there's a warning. Hey, there's PII data in there.
Yeah.
And
it automatically picks it up.
yeah,
Right?
it automatically picks it up. You get the warning, and for some actions, you've got the block. And what is really nice, and you talked about that, I'm gonna head to my workspace over here. Take that one. If we move to the Lineage view, and sensitivity labels follow the path of your Lineage. And if I go to the settings, change the sensitivity label here. Let's move it down to personal. And what it actually does, it applies the sensitivity label to all the downstream elements. And that is really nice. And it applies and changes the sensitivity label here. But what is also nice, we've applied the sensitivity label at the lakehouse level. We've got notebooks and all that stuff, semantic model report.
Yeah.
And if anyone opens that report and exports data to Excel, even that Excel file inherits that stuff.
Wow. So if you are not thinking about governance, you need to make sure that when you start designing your data solution, it's one of the first things instead of the last things you think about.
Because the later you start, the more work you have to do.
Have to do.
Yeah.
All right, Wolfgang, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Taking time out of your day to join us. If you have any questions, comments, you know what to do. Post them in the comments below. If this is your first time visiting the Fabric YouTube channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, from Wolfgang and myself, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Friday.
Thank you everyone for watching. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit that like button.
If this is your first time visiting the Microsoft Fabric YouTube channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button.
Drop a comment below on what you would like to see on the future episodes of Fabric Tech Talk Fridays.
That's it for today. See you all next Friday for another deep dive in the Microsoft Fabric.